Okay, in my last video, I told this story about how a fallen away skeptical Catholic asked me what I did. And I said to the person that I worked for the Catholic Church for over 20 plus years, worked alongside Catholic pastors in leadership. And he instantly said, "Why have you dedicated your life to a broken institution?" And I said, "I haven't dedicated my life to a broken institution. I've dedicated my life to a real personal relationship with Jesus Christ." And so today, what I'd like to talk about is how does that personal relationship with Jesus Christ help us, our hearts and minds, shift to the true meaning of what institution means within the Catholic Church. So let's talk about that. Okay, so let's just start by asking this simple question: What are the common perceptions or things that we hear that people have about the institution of the Catholic Church? Now, some of the common ones that I hear is, well, the Vatican has a lot of power and money, and I don't like that. Or the Catholic Church has all these rules and regulations, and they shouldn't have that. Or, as you know, the priest scandal always comes up as well. But 90% of those responses that I hear, that the skepticism comes from, 90% of that no one ever really talks about their personal relationship with God. So, what that leads me to believe is that these people are not disciples, right? That's easy to kind of figure out that they're not disciples of Christ. They remind me more of the skeptical crowds that were around Jesus in his own time, trying to corner him and get him to say things that were untrue or insignificant. But here's what I have found both personally and with others, and I think you'll agree with this. When someone is a disciple of Jesus Christ, they have a deeper, truer understanding of the Catholic Church as an institution that really is aligned with the true meaning of institution. When disciples are united with Jesus Christ, they as a society are united in the foundation is of a particular belief, and that belief is in Jesus Christ and the gospel message. And we are called to be on mission by God. Therefore, the Catholic Church as institution is then identified through and by the very mission that we're called to be on. And we become the people of God who are then called to help the world be renewed in Christ and transformed into the people of God. Now, these aren't my brilliant words. These come right from one of the most significant Vatican II documents, Gaudium et Spes, which is the pastoral constitution of the role of the church in the modern world. And I think it was Article 40. I'll put a PDF in the description below if you'd like to read it. So this is why I don't start trying to argue with somebody who doesn't have the true meaning and understanding of institution when it comes to the Catholic Church. I don't try to start with institution. I really start by inviting them to consider Jesus Christ and that relationship and committing to a relationship with Jesus Christ, because that leads us true to the true understanding of institution, which is the people of God. And the people of God are called to prepare the ground for the world to hear the gospel message. And the gospel message comes to us in and through Jesus Christ. Now, this is where my favorite part comes in as a Catholic, being a Catholic. Yes, I grew up in New England. I grew up French Canadian, Irish, Catholic. I mean, that's New England back when I was growing up. So I grew up around, going to church every Sunday and the rules and the regulations and understanding that there is God and therefore I'm to practice my faith. I didn't grow up really understanding that it's about a true, intimate, genuine relationship with Jesus Christ. But when I started to really engage and encounter the Lord and develop that relationship, man, everything about the Catholic Church really started to come alive, and I desired much more in my life to participate in the sacraments. to go to Mass and receive the Eucharist, to go to confession and really be healed in reconciliation. So, again, when we help people start with that relationship with Jesus Christ and not with the institution, the rights and wrongs of institution, when we really help them start there, we help them start develop that relationship that's going to eventually lead them to a greater desire for what the Catholic Church offers us through the sacramental life. Here's what I'd like you to encourage you to think about. As you know, we no longer live in a time where Christianity is really encouraged to be the foundation of our lives. That, as you know, is called Christendom. We no longer live in that time. We live in a time where many of us, many people, don't find relevancy of God in any of their lives. And this is why it's so important for us to continue to grow as missionary disciples and to help others at our parish to grow as missionary disciples. Now, there's a great book out there that I encourage all the pastors that I work with and ministry leaders to really think about reading, and it's called From Christendom to Apostolic Mission. And I would highly recommend, if you haven't read it, read it and really absorb what it's saying about how we are called to be in a missionary time, a time where we are sharing and encouraging with other people the relevancy of our relationship with Jesus Christ. So I'm going to put a description of the book below, as well as in the email. There should be a link in there also. All right, our time is up with the video. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I hope you found this information inspiring or informational in some way. I'd like to encourage you to do two things. One, in the next 48 hours, slow down, spend some time with the Lord. Ask Him to help you grow as a missionary disciple. My wife and I just spent some time together in adoration a few days ago, and it was wonderful. The second thing is, I'd really love to encourage you to read that section in the Vatican document that I mentioned. You can get it in the description below. And don't have to read the whole document, just read that section, section 40. And if you haven't done yet, connect with me in the Catholics Live in Discipleship Facebook. Love to hear your comments just about what you read, or maybe this video, or ways in which you're engaging and encountering and maybe evangelizing people as well. So thanks again. Hit the subscribe button so you know when my next video comes out. And God bless. Take care.